how did I get here? What drove me? I'll tell you. I think a lot of it had to do with my dad. He was adopted, and he never lost the behavior that children have, you know, or dogs and cats and so on, where that you could beat on them, hate on them, and leave, come back, and they up the love. And they up the love, keep upping the love. Under all conditions, up the love. And my dad, he did that to me. And so I never lost that. Another thing he did is it raised me wild. I mean, if I was already into Socrates by age 6 or 7, and then David Ogilvy of marketing and advertising, it was, you know, and then I got into water skiing as like I started water skiing when I was like 5. But before that, before I go on, I gotta tell you, I said this before, you know, about with my dogs, and it's, you know, this is a very important thing. This is why today I am a newborn mommy of every child on earth, is that between 3.5 and 4, that's when the sentence processing happens in the kid's head, and that's when the voice comes over their head, and like, you know, the critic in our head, that's what it said. My voice first said, "You're smarter than them dogs." And I go, me family. And it was on since then. It's on since then. But, I mean, it's like every kid has got this logic hijacked. It's like, well, every second. And anyway, I'm getting back on subject. That, you know, here I am 7. You know, by the time I'm 8 years old, I'm teaching adults how to water ski. While I'm driving the boat. I mean, I'm working at a ski school for my keep. And then plus I grew up in a machine shop, so I was always system designing and making stuff, and you know, if I wasn't doing that, I was in the truck running with my dad to do a service call, or I'd have Dad drop me off at the library, and he'd drop me off. And so then, you know, I just like always was stuffing my head with information. And somewhere along the way, my dad says, "Son, you are from the last freedom, California. And nobody's going to save humanity except for somebody from California. Humanity is on your back." Are you okay, Daddy? And so, you know, ever since that, you know, 3.5, 4 area where I heard that voice come over in my head, and then and I studied the child-adult logic dichotomy. All right, because when I'm teaching adults water skiing, I'd have to get them to close their eyes and connect them back to their body as they go across the lake. I said, "Sir, I want you to go across the lake with your eyes closed. Don't worry about it. We'll stop the boat if you're going to hit something." And so he can relax. He go across. Once I got the body connected, it's like, okay, great, you know. And so this really, to speed it up, is that, you know, I kept doing that and teaching skiing. I added snow skiing by the time I was, 18, 19, if I didn't go to the East Coast to go water skiing, or down to San Diego. And then, you know, and snow skiing is institutionalized. And so I'm you know, instructing new ski instructors how to teach skiing. And the first thing I have to teach them is, if adults lived on skis, they'd be running into trees as the kids ski by. And it's institutionalized. I got the kids and the adults. And so there's a whole psychological difference between the logic of a kid and the logic of an adult. And here's the reason. Is that, you know, after 30, by the time I was 30, I spent half the days of my life on skis. Pretty close, right in that area. And so I come down and I start doing business. And so I come down, I build a window cleaning company. Running fine, everything. Now what? You're stuck in a trap. Protecting your employees. Preaching your integrity. Not like skiing. No. Not like skiing at all. The skiing, you always get better. You're always getting better. You're always growing. I cannot wait to start skiing again, you know. And so you're always growing. And so then I build a big, so I said, okay, well, we'll stop this one. And then I go build a bigger company. I had a manufacturing company. I had an alarm company. You know, I built these bigger and bigger cabins. I had a mountain and stuff. And I'm doing this every time I build a company. It's like, fine, you got your dream. Now what? You're trapped. And that's what 2018 does. That is the definite difference between like living in this physical world where you're always getting better, you're always pushing yourself, you're always learning, and then getting trapped into BlahBlah land 2018, where you're controlled, you have to do this, you're in this box, you're in that box, you're in this box. And so that is why our species is parasitic on this planet. Is because of the trap into there. We're not growing our children to be the best they are. And so that is how I got here. It's like after doing business down in the valley for 10 years or down here, for 10, 15 years and stuff, or 10, about 12 years, I'm looking around. It's like I'm breaching my integrity to make money and stuff, to run my company. And in snow skiing, you don't breach your integrity or you fall, you die, you're in a tree. You know, and so, but to do business in this world that, of BlahBlah, you have to breach your integrity, and that you're never got better. You're always trapped in a box, and you're being controlled. It's like being a slave, being chained to a wall. It's like people don't even know. They don't even know. And so then, I just took off. I go, that does it. I'm going to go up there, and you could go back into my YouTube channel. In my first videos, you can follow my whole path to here. All right, to this point in time where I've got all the tools. We've got a calendar to go to. We've got, I give you so much science, so much stuff. I'm system designing companies to support the G-timers and do all that. But that's how I got here. Is that, when we snow ski, we get better or water ski. We get better and better and better. And you must do something that turns off that word parrot in your head. That you're in balance. If you play music, you can be, skating, or there's something that you do that you can reveal the adult-child logic dichotomy. Well, see, what happens with with being controlled by language, the language obedience, we stop the growth. And so that's what's wrong with our species. Right now is you're in 2018, it's this way for it is written. It is for written. No, that is flat earth, antiquated, Middle East on a basketball language install, and we are updating. Okay? And we're going to save the children from the terrorist adults, the Catholic time terrorists. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. They had forced language installs. And so when that's what's wrong with our species right now. It is not growing. It gets put in a 2018 box. And it's a technological accident. But and then there's no growth. It's like you capture your dream, no growth. So anyway, I hope that's not too long. I just wanted to let you guys know how I got here and where I'm going, what I'm doing. I promise to not let you down. Please share this. Sese. Get your Sese date. I got to get all that set up. I'm doing the web development right now. Anyway, I love you. I love you. Look at that bossy. Those are bossy. There's a bossy right over there. Whoa, bossy. Love you.